Welcome back, Bank On It podcast, back for 2019. Happy New Year to everybody out there. We hope you enjoyed some time with your family and friends and watching plenty of college football bowl games this holiday season. We are always brought to you by the Appalachian newspapers. With me is Regional Sports Director Randy White, Marketing Director from the East Kentucky Exposition Center, Josh Kesler, and Assistant General Manager Larry Miller. Congratulations on being our first guest in 2019, or ever for that matter.
Yes.
First guest we've had, and we've got the All A getting ready to kick off over at the Expo Center this week, and we've got some of the guys over there to tell us a little bit about what's coming up and some of the players to look for.
Let's just let Josh take over from here and kind of give us the schedule with a rundown what's going on at the Expo. Just give us the update, Josh.
So, of course, you guys know the girls All A starts the January 11th through January 15th. You can go to our website, eastkyexpo.com, pull the brackets. We got the girls' brackets. And then, of course, the boys actually start January 16th through January 20th. Go to, like I mentioned, East KY Expo. We got it on our Facebook page, Twitter, all the socials. But definitely, if you want a bracket that you can print off, go to eastkyexpo.com. A lot of events coming up, Randy. We got the Tri-State MX February 1st and 2nd. We've got, yes, I'm cheating. I'm scrolling as I'm talking. That's fine. That works. We got our first annual Bourbon and Spirits Winter Fair. That is February 16th.
Big deal.
Yes, that's going to be a great thing, of course. We've got Josh Turner February 22nd with special guest Mo Pitney. That's going to be awesome. We got Seventh Day Slumber April 7th. That is a good Christian rock show for the Christian rock fans. Definitely get your tickets for that one. And then, of course, we got our Outlaws and Renegades Tour, Travis Tritt, Marshall Tucker Band, the Cadillac 3 on Hillbilly Days. That will be April the 13th. Tickets are available for all these.
Yeah, and then just kind of talk about the excitement of the All A.
Yes.
And being able to host that every year. I mean, you get to see a lot of good high school competition, all found locally, all throughout the region. And
I'm going to say it's a big place to play. They get used to playing that big ball, if you will. They're getting used to that inside the arena. It's a fun time. Larry's been here longer than I have. Larry can tell you it's been going on. A lot of great talents come out of the Expo Center from these to move on to Morehead State, EKU, all the regional colleges. They're all getting these kids. So.
Yeah, and you know that All A sets up for the state, which is held at Richmond. You know, the McBriar Arena. Just talk about the stage and how that compares, you know, the Expo, the size of it, to a place like Eastern. I mean, it's comparable. In my eyes, I've been to both places, you know, cover games there. Everything's a similar atmosphere.
Well, last year, even Larry will tell you, we had 5,000 people in for one game.
Yeah, we had 5,000. It was crowded. It was packed to the ceiling. Everyone around this area loves their basketball. They love their kids. They love the competition. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of rivals in this area.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's your blood bleeds orange, maroon, blue. You know, so everyone's got their picks.
Well, other than the 15th region tournament, this is as big a high school event as there is.
It is the big one of the regular season. It's the big event, you know. And you know, just speaking of that, you know, you talk about our kids at the local level. Last year, Shelby Valley girls, they win this tournament here in the 15th region. They go on to the Richmond at the state, and they finish as runner-up. So this is a launching pad in my book. And the stage is similar. I mean, you know, again, I mean, you just look at these brackets. I mean, the first round, Petersburg and Betsy Lane girls. I mean, right there is an in-county rivalry. Yeah. Prestonsburg's got a kid by the name of Caitlin Keithley who's turning this season up with 19 points a game.
Wow.
They got another girl, Carolina Reason, who's I think she's at like 14 points a game and 10 rebounds a game. So, I mean, you're going to see talent like that on this first night. I mean, just talk about getting to see these local kids. Not just one or two teams, but I mean, you're pretty much getting 10 or 12 of the 15 teams in the region.
You're getting your money's worth, of course, coming in there and seeing. People will stay, of course, and watch the games. But like you said, this is the local talent moving on to the next level. There's some really good kids playing these tournaments, girls and boys, and they're going on and, you know, like you said, playing for Eastern. They're going on and playing for, you know, even bigger schools, you know, Division I schools. And this is, from going on to playing in Richmond, this is comparable to a similar place to play. They're getting that, you know, that big college feel, if you will, and they're getting to run with it. So
and shooting in a big arena, a lot of people wouldn't realize that actually makes a big difference. I mean,
especially the open end. I mean, if y'all want to talk about that, because the open end is very different for kids who've never played there. I mean, You know, you see them, like, sometimes it takes them a while to adjust, but, you know, these big arenas, sometimes you got both open, but at the Expo you got the one that's really open, and that seems to be a thing that's a big adjustment.
A lot of space there, and that space, it's how kids perceive it. To some, it makes the basket look farther. Some, it makes them look closer.
Well, it's just another wrinkle that it adds.
It
adjustment
does.
that has to happen, and seeing how kids adjust to shooting in a larger gym than maybe their local gym is interesting.
Well, it helps adjust too. You know, they're not always going to play in these high school floors. They're going to move on to bigger and better things, and I think that, you know, that's just one aspect that they're already going to have down from shooting in the Expo.
Well, there's lots of players I know to look out for. I mean,
boys wise, I mean, Cody Potter is. I mean, we talk about him every week. It seems like 26 points, almost 10 rebounds a game. Shelby Valley Pikeville had the big meeting, the big 59th district rivalry match here last Saturday at Shelby Valley. Valley comes back, Pikeville leads the whole game. Shelby Valley makes a comeback at the end, wins that one. So, you know, those two teams, you know, at some point could match up. I mean, looking at the brackets, you know, that could be a championship game. And if those two meet in the championship, I mean, that place will be filled.
And another cool thing, too, think about, this is where UPike plays. You got UPike's coaches watching the kids. I mean, if you want to show off, this is your time to show off for UPike coaches.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Sheldon Clark's Chase Parsley a few years ago. Played well at the Expo throughout the 15th region in his high school career. Now he's starting at UPike. You know, he's a guard. He always stepped up in big games there. And now, you know, he's playing. You know, Kelly Bell's got to see him, and he signs him. And Chase is a starter. I mean, just, you know, it's a great atmosphere to be in. If you play big there, you know, Kelly Wells and some of the local colleges are going to
Kelly Wells are going to look at you. Clifton Williams is going to look at you for the girls. I mean, it's a perfect spot to turn your game on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and just talk about, you know, UPike being there too, and how big that is, because there's nobody else in the NAIA across the country who has a facility to play like at the Expo. I mean, it's got to be something that you guys are proud of.
We're very proud of it and very honored to have the tournament. I mean, we love it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pride that comes to this hometown. A lot of pride that comes back to Pikeville, and it's just it's an experience. Those kids don't have. It's the same aspect. They don't have an arena to play in.
Exactly.
We're the arena, and we're very proud to host it.
You know, and the other thing is there's a lot of great local high school gyms, but there's no local high school gym that can, in my mind, that can host this event and give the people the seating, the parking, the space, all the stuff they need.
Not to sit comfortably.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can't.
I mean, you just talk about that when that place is packed. I mean, it's as loud or louder than any place you can see.
Some of the most comfortable seats. I mean, seriously, to sit and watch your kid play, your grandkid play. It's a perfect setting. Yeah. You know, it holds it.
It does. There's no typical bench seating there. You know, everything's a personal seat. That makes it a little more comfortable. You have the arm rails to relax.
You don't have this.
No, exactly. No.
Unless Charlie Pinson sent me.
That's a lot of room. That man takes up some real estate.
But I mean, you know, as a media member as well, I mean, you all get a lot of media attention there. I mean, just talk about being able to host all the media, because there's a lot of media that shows up at these events.
We get calls, emails, texts, everything saying, "Hey, we're coming to cover this tournament," and you get some stations that I've never heard of this, but you know what? They're covering the kids. Exactly. They're here to show the kids play. So you know what? The Expo will let them do the coverage. So it's a great little partnership.
Because you know one of the things that I find in small gyms, there's not enough places to put everybody who wants to work and cover the games. Yeah. You know, TV takes up a certain amount of room, radio takes up a certain amount of room, newspaper people, but at the Expo, you don't run into any of that problem.
You don't, thank God.
Yeah, we try to accommodate. We set up press row. We supply, power for the cameras. Just try to be respectful and helpful.
Yeah, and Josh, just kind of talk about some of the things that you do, because it seems like you're always out there entertaining. You got shootouts going or something. It seems like you're a little extra entertainment for everybody.
I am the unofficial mascot, I feel like, at the Expo Center without the mask. We'll give away tickets. We'll pump people up. I'm not shy. I mean, I'll talk to anybody. We'll have a good time. Come out, win some tickets. Just have a good time with it. That's what you want. We want you to relax, enjoy your game, and have fun. That's what it's about. And be safe.
I'll tell you, yeah, exactly. A little something about the Expo. We're trying to take it up a notch and be more community involved.
Yeah.
Just to touch, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to touch on a couple things. We're lowering the prices to make it more affordable for the tournament for the kids. That's been an issue in the past. We've dropped everything comparable to the gas stations and everything in the area. Waters are $1. You can't find the water for $1 anywhere in this area,
especially in a stadium.
Exactly. Gatorades are $2, and I'll tell you why. A lot of parents like to. There's rules and regulations that go with us selling drinks there, so we have to follow them. And a lot of the parents like to bring their kids a drink. I understand that. I have children. But we've made it to where, you can pick it up there and there's no issues. As far as drinks go, the coaches can even bring in. We're the only stadium or arena that does this. We allow the coaches to bring in prepackaged waters, Gatorades, whatever, through the back in the coolers. Some do, some don't. Just remember that as you're coming into the expo. Please have them in a cooler, have them prepackaged, and all that stuff.
So don't be sneaking it in.
Yeah, don't be sneaking it in. Just pack it in the cooler.
And the other thing about being friendly, just talk about having the student sections. I know the students always find one little place, and you always have a place where student sections are, and the kids like to have fun and get loud. I mean, just kind of talk about that a little bit.
It's just like during UPOT games when the UPOT baseball players come out and are the loudest in the arena. We encourage that. Be loud. But you know what? You got to be respectful.
Exactly.
You got to be respectful to the other team. You can have your fun. That's cool. But you know what? We allow people to do that.
We do.
So that's cool about us as well.
As long as it doesn't encroach the fire lanes and things like that.
And listen,
we're good
the student section's getting rowdy.
Yes.
Is like what's great about high school basketball. Is what's great about college basketball. It's just it sets the environment. And the atmosphere is great for stuff like that.
There's certain schools in this area that
Go
I
a little
love to sit
harder.
back. Oh yes, I'll tell you, Pikeville. Oh, they're phenomenal. There's a lot of school spirit in that school.
They get very creative with their stuff. And speaking of Pikeville, they're the defending 15th region champs on the boys' side, having another pretty good year. I mean, they had some ups and downs, a lot of talent. It's a young team. They suffered that loss against Shelby Valley, but I mean, they should be one of the teams to watch out for in this tournament. Shelby Valley is as hot as anybody in the region, and they're one of these teams that could very well go on the run. I mean, Peaburg's much improved. Betsy Lyon, you go down the list, there's going to be some really good games in this tournament.
Pikeville always turns it up 10 times, I feel like, for this tournament. They just crank it up.
Yeah.
And you'll see it. You'll see a difference.
Well, to me, good teams on bigger stages, they rise to the occasion, and that's what you want to see because this means something for them. It's a state tournament they're playing to get into.
Yeah.
So,
huge.
I mean,
all right, so this past Saturday, again, kind of a heartbreaking game for us to watch. UK basketball team goes down to Tuscaloosa, loses a tough game, man. I mean, we were sitting here watching it this Saturday afternoon, and just shots were not falling. I think that's what it came down to. Is we had plenty of opportunities to get back in that game and even win it. Shots just weren't falling.
The biggest takeaway was being down 8 with about a minute to go, cut it to 1. And had a chance to hit a 3 at the end, just didn't go down. But I mean, the improvement that that this team had, fighting back and not giving up, I thought was the biggest thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, you love to see them fight their way back into that game. With, like you said, inside of a minute to get back to where that's a one possession game speaks to a lot of this gritty comeback.
Oh, absolutely.
But Tyler Hero having a chance there at the buzzer. It looked good when he let it go. I think we all thought it was going in.
I think everybody here thought it was going in.
And it was kind of a microcosm of the whole second half, really. Shots just weren't falling.
No, not at all. But, the other thing that was going on this weekend was NFL playoffs.
Yeah.
We got one happy guy right here, and we'll let him talk about his
to,
Chargers
our
and the big win over
resident
Baltimore.
Chargers fan.
Listen, guys.
You got to feel good about
it. Was great, but I'm not going to lie to you. 2 minutes in, I was nervous. I thought, they're coming back. I thought the Ravens were going to come back, score a touchdown, and win. Chargers defense won the game. Phillip Rivers couldn't do anything. Yeah. Melvin Gordon luckily scored a touchdown, but the Chargers D won that game, and I hope to God the D is around against the Patriots.
Well, we know one thing about the NFL playoffs: defense travels.
Yeah,
defense travels.
Yes.
Well, the thing I thought about the defensive scheme that they came out with 3 safeties, 6 linemen. I mean, they were going to make them throw the ball, and Jackson didn't throw the ball at all.
No.
He's afraid.
Yeah.
He was honestly, I think he was terrified because he's not experienced like that.
And at the end, though, he kind of shawed up at
the
end.
Second half quarterback is what he was. He was, and I said, "Oh, well, it's over. They're gonna come back and win."
But the thing that me and Wes have talked about this whole year is Phillip Rivers and the years he's having.
Man.
As a Chargers fan, it seems like they got that momentum. They're right there with everybody else. I mean, they've seen Kansas City. They beat them.
Yes.
They've not seen New England. They saw Baltimore 2 weeks ago, which I thought was huge. Actually getting to see Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Just kind of talk about the way you feel going forward with this.
Man, I feel good. The Patriots make me nervous. Listen, Philip Rivers is 0-7 against Tom Brady. I get it. That's a big deal. I hope that changes? Yes, I hope that changes. Do I feel like it'll change? Yes. I feel like it has. They have a really good team. They're solid on offense and defense right now. If Gordon can stay healthy and Rivers can toss it deep, I think we'll be all right.
Well, this guy's been on the Chargers most of the year. Yeah. I'm just now coming around. I actually, going into this game, thought the Ravens were going to win. Just my gut was telling me the way the Ravens defense has been playing. But listen, man, the Chargers defense got me sold, and I was big on the Bears. He's been big on the Chargers. I've been big on the Bears. The Bears kind of fall yesterday to the Eagles, who 1,000% have a horseshoe in there.
Oh my goodness, Nick Foles! But everybody's going to give him the credit, but it's the double doink that everybody's got to talk about. Yeah. That kick that hit the field goal and then hit the top of the bar.
Never seen that.
Well,
Never.
In a fitting way for that season to end, because Cody Parkey's been hitting uprights and crossbars.
I think that's the 5th time this season.
Yeah. But he actually hit it before the timeout. Yeah. You got to give the guy some credit.
Yeah.
He hit it.
The practice kick was good. Yeah. And on the replay, it actually showed a lineman got a finger on that second kick that maybe probably caused it to.
And the other thing, too, is, it's a 43-yard field goal, which doesn't seem big for an NFL kicker, but in the playoffs, with the game on the line, that pressure, to me, is what showed up.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a fun game to watch. It was a defensive battle, and neither team really could run it at all. Both quarterbacks made mistakes throughout the whole game. Nick Foles, man.
He just rises to the occasion.
I'll take him as the Bengals quarterback. I mean, send him to Cincinnati. I'll take him.
And if he somehow gets these guys to the Super Bowl, I think they have to trade Carson Wentz. I don't know how you can keep him.
I agree.
Well, listen.
The guy's on fire. I mean, when it counts most, who would you rather have, Carson Wentz or Nick Foles? I'm taking Nick Foles.
I'm taking Nick Foles. Right? I mean, at this point, I don't know that there's too many quarterbacks left in the playoffs that you take over Nick Foles.
I mean, the only one that I thought that looked just unbelievable out of the quarterbacks was Andrew Luck, and that was the opening game. I mean, Luck was the difference. I mean, he came out, and in the first half, I think he threw for almost 200 yards. Yeah. That game was over there.
Yes.
Yeah, and Marlon Mack ran it for 148. The score is not indicative of what they owned the Texans yesterday. It was only 21-7. But the Chargers, or the Colts, absolutely ran away with that game and probably are the hottest team in the NFL.
Right and Andrew Luck looked like he was supposed to coming in the league.
Well, they're protecting him.
He finally looks healthy, and the way he's throwing the ball, I mean, he looks unbelievable right now.
Unstoppable.
I mean, if the game's on the line, and right now with any quarterback left, he might be the guy I would want to be throwing the ball around.
He's drinking that Manning juice right now.
And another sneaky good defense that people don't talk about. Hey, listen, Darius Leonard's probably the rookie of the year in the NFL on defense. The way the Colts have just transformed that roster basically in a year. Yeah. Andrew Luck's been running for his life the entire time he's been in the NFL. All of a sudden, you give him a little time, he's using these weapons.
And the other scary thing about this Colts team is at the end of the season, they'll have $100 million cap space. They'll have a boatload of draft picks.
Yeah. So Antonio Brown?
It could be Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, either one or both of them.
You could probably have anybody.
I mean, this team is set up to, in the next 5 years, be one of the best teams in the world.
I mean, I know as far as the AFC goes, I know who this guy's got. Colts, legitimate chance to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I think right now, everybody still has to see what Mahomes is going to do in the playoffs. We don't know what he's going to do in the playoffs. Like, the regular season, he's crazy, but playoffs is a different monster.
And Andy Reid, too. Not a lot of success in the playoffs.
And you can never count out Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm just so ready
I don't think his weapons are there, but you can't count him out.
Listen, I'm going to be as big a Charger fan as you are this coming weekend because I'm so ready to see the Pats be done. Let's get them out of here. I want to see them get dunked in the divisional round. I don't want to see another AFC championship with the God-blessed Patriots.
There you go.
And the final thing for playoffs, the best cover maybe of all time. Seahawks, they lose the game. They come back and lose by 2. You know, they were a 2.5 point
Backdoor cover.
Backdoor cover because they don't have a field goal kicker.
Yeah, I mean, congrats to all the Cowboys fans out there, by the way. Listen, I hate the Cowboys, but finally getting a playoff win. Jason Garrett probably gets to keep his job, so
yeah.
God bless you.
But, I mean, coming up, I mean, I think they're the ones going. Are they going to New Orleans or are they going to?
They're going to
LA for the Rams.
That's right.
The biggest spread, or second biggest spread, 7-point dogs on the road at LA. I mean, I don't put it. The Cowboys also. There's some good defenses left.
Their rookie linebacker Vander Esch.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, that kid is unbelievable. I mean, what a difference maker he is. He can get back and cover. Stop the run. He can do everything. So
yeah, Cowboys are going to sneak in. You watch.
Cowboys.
You think so?
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me, although
sneak in.
You know, like I'm conditioned to expect the Bengals to absolutely throw their season away every year. I'm kind of conditioned to see the Cowboys do the same, self-destruct at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I have no faith in Dak Prescott. And then I guess the last thing is Monday night, college football playoff final tonight, Clemson and Alabama.
I think Alabama wins it, but it could be a dogfight. If it's in the 20s, Clemson's got a chance. If it's in the 30s, 40s, I think Alabama wins it easy.
I'm going to throw Clemson. I'm doing it. I'm going with it.
No way. Alabama's going to lay a thumping on
Listen,
them.
I was with you guys. I really was. All the way up until like the last 2 days, I'm just getting a feeling like Clemson may pull it off. Although I'll say, me picking your team in a bowl game is 1,000% the kiss of death right now.
Well, I just
because I can't pick a winner to save my life.
Yeah.
Bama 5.5-point favorites, over/unders at 57 at the moment.
If it's under, I like Clemson. If it's over, I like Bama.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if Clemson can somehow figure out a way to stop Tua, who was absolutely lights out against a horrible Oklahoma defense, by the way, much better defense he's going against this time. But I think if they can keep Tua, if they can get to Tua, and it's going to come down to defensive line play on both sides.
That tide's going to roll, baby. Roll Tide.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit. It really wouldn't. At this point, wouldn't surprise me at all to see Alabama again win another national championship. And it's becoming like a regular thing to see Clemson and Alabama playing in the national championship game. Can we save real quick? Cats got a big win. Since we haven't been back since
we have not,
Citrus Bowl.
Huge win over Penn State.
Biggest win in the history of the program.
Absolutely. Since I've been alive, it's by far the biggest win.
1,000%. It feels great.
By far.
Made my New Year's Day
absolutely.
so much better.
Yeah. And
it's good to, it's some great momentum going into the next year. We know we've got some good recruits signed, and we've got some great guys coming back. So hopefully only up from here as long as Mark Stoops stays the coach.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that?
What was that?
That bandwagon, I'm on it.
Oh, there you go.
Come on.
There you go.
I'll take anybody that wants to jump on this UK bandwagon is more than welcome right now. I'll take some bandwagon. Go Cats, though. That's a huge win.
Want to just wrap it up right now?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's pretty much it for this week. We want to thank again first guest of 2019 and forever. All time with the band.
Right.
Larry Miller and Josh Kesler from the East Kentucky Expo Center. Be sure to get out and watch some good All-A basketball this week. And give us a like on Twitter. Throw us a comment down in the comments. We'd love to hear some feedback on what you guys have to say. And we'll see you next time. Bank On It Podcast. Thank you.